Hello, friends. Welcome to Surviving Tomorrow, a podcast, newsletter, and publication that helps you navigate life in an age of democratic destruction, ecological collapse, and economic irrelevance. Available for free on Substack, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm Jared A. Brock. I just wanted to see how fast I could get through that introduction today. No, you do not have your podcast on double time. Today, I'm going to teach you how to evade taxes like a billionaire. And for this, we can thank Warren Buffett. He's the one who popularized the new tax evasion scheme by which thousands of billionaires are now scamming the public out of hundreds of billions in lost taxation to pay for the civilizations they so happily exploit for profits. It's really simple. I'm going to teach you exactly how to evade taxes like a billionaire. So grab a pen and paper. Let's go. Step number 1. Find a boring industry, i.e. book retailing, taxi cabs, or holiday rentals. Then start a corporation that's basically just a middleman broker with zero inventory, but has a super slick app and website, i.e. Amazon, Uber, and Airbnb. Take on as much investor money as humanly possible. Next, burn that investor cash like a Nazi book rally. No, really, spend that money as fast as you possibly can, specifically on eviscerating your competition with underpricing and by making your not employees into wage slaves. It doesn't matter that you're not making a real profit. That might come later, but only after you've put hundreds of thousands of people out of jobs. Get to work. When you do start to turn a small profit, take on more investor money and borrow vast amounts of cheap cash from the banks and use all three sources of money to absolutely shatter your competition. Sit back and watch your stock price rise as investors silently realize that your company is a scam and get in on the action, sending your stock price higher and higher and higher. Get your PR machine to convince millennial addicts on Robinhood that your company's stock price, but certainly not real profits, can grow infinitely larger forever. Think Tesla, which hasn't made an annual profit in 17 years. Once you've gained an iron grip monopoly on your industry, start lobby bribing Congress for tax breaks, labor concessions, anti-competition legislation that favors your business, etc. Oh, also, buy media assets so you can further undermine democracy. Step 2. Wait, never mind. You actually don't even need step 1. Don't bother building another disruptor in the vampire economy. You can just buy stock in one of the already existing money-losing zombie predator corporations. The key is to never sell your stock. Just borrow hyper-cheap debt to fund your lifestyle, backed by your stocks, just like all the billionaires do. That way, you will never have any income to tax. Think about it. If you're borrowing lifestyle cash at 5%, but your stocks are going up by, say, 10% or 20%, you'd be crazy to claim income and pay income taxes. So long as debt stays cheap and stock prices rise continually, you can borrow an unlimited amount of money to upgrade your lifestyle, buy more stock, wash, rinse, repeat. Let the good times roll. In fact, you should probably buy all that stock on margin, taking on as much debt as possible. You got to boost your alpha, bro. $1,000 leveraged up and reinvested perpetually in Tesla or Uber or Bitcoin, etc. Over 10 years, it could be worth $1 billion, remember? Again, this is all Warren Buffett's fault. Considering how much money, death profiting Warren Buffett has extracted from the commons, he hasn't come close to contributing his fair share. His tax on $24 billion in the growth of his wealth, he paid only 0.1% tax on it. He's paying way less than the average working family, and he's evading tax on over 95% of his wealth. And now, of course, as you've probably seen on Twitter, Elon Musk is taking his turn to scam the masses. Elon clearly knows the billionaire tax evasion scheme. Here's a tweet he wrote last week. Note, I do not take a cash salary or bonus from anywhere. I only have stock. Thus, the only way for me to pay taxes personally is to sell stock. He currently has at least 88 million shares pledged as collateral on personal debts. Elon also knows that Tesla stock has become outrageously and dangerously overpriced. As the great Concoda puts it, I see all-time highs, I take profits. Elon knows the end of the corporate business cycle is nigh, and that this is a great chance to pay off his personal debts with overpriced stock. Elon also knows that we know about the billionaire tax evasion scam. And here's another thing he wrote on Twitter last week. Much has been made lately of unrealized gains by a means of tax avoidance, so I propose selling 10% of my stock. See what he did there? Elon's about to reap $30 billion in hard cash thanks to his sucker speculators. and come out looking like a good guy for actually paying his taxes. You know, the thing that everyone is supposed to do to keep civilization afloat. What a nice guy. Elon's tax bill on all this free money will be a maximum $4 billion. $4 billion on $30 billion. You do the math. It's significantly less than you and I pay by percentage. But I'm sure his accountants are working on another tax evasion strategy. So, as Elon Musk is now showing us, billionaires get to play it both ways. Whether billionaire sycophants like it or not, we clearly need a billionaire wealth tax because elites no longer trigger income tax or dividends tax or capital gains tax. Billionaires added more than $5.5 trillion to their net worth during the pandemic. That's enough to build a $75,000 health or education or house trust fund for every single child in America, all 72 million of them, and still leave billionaires $100 billion richer. But obviously, corporate-controlled Congress won't do a thing about tax evasion because most of them are inside traders anyways. There's only one thing to do. Get the whole nation to evade taxes like a billionaire. Thousands of meme stonkers, crypto speculators, and Robinhood addicts are already doing it. Number one, buy vast amounts of stock on leverage. Number two, borrow hyper cheap debt to fund your lavish lifestyle and buy more stock. And number three, pray to God Almighty that the house of cards doesn't fall apart like it has every other time in history. Yes, if everyone acts like a billionaire, the market bubble will hyperinflate. And yes, tax-funded services will disappear. And yes, the nation will collapse. But that's what's already happening anyways. Might as well get in on the action. Welcome to the new global economy, my friends. It's every man for himself now. Thanks for listening to Surviving Tomorrow. Please give us a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and share this episode by email and on social media so we can reach more people and let them know about this billionaire tax evasion scheme and grow our community of resistors. We are listener supported and we need your help. Please visit jaredbrock.com to see all the ways that you can get involved. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.